Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we find ourselves living in. Oh my God, we are definitely in the twilight zone, aren't we? We are definitely in um, the parallel universe. So, we're gonna look at just briefly. I'll be on this morning. I will be on later. I'm hoping with a more sort of general chat about crime and the cases that we're covering and what, if any, are any developments. But I wanted to just come on this morning because I don't know if you've seen this morning. There's new video been released from the assassination attempt, alleged assassination attempt last weekend against Donald Trump, about the third or even fourth, maybe, that's been made against him. And, you just think, if this wasn't staged, because a lot of people think it was staged, well, if it wasn't staged, then the Secret Service or the security or they're just absolute rubbish. So there's two scenarios here. Either it was staged or they're just so rubbish at protecting the President of the United States that people keep getting so close to him. Shouldn't be anywhere near him, should they? Just whatever you think of Donald Trump, he is the President of the United States. There's no way anyone should get so close to him. Anyway, we're going to look at that video and we're going to, so this is the guy, isn't it? The alleged Cole Allen. How did he go from this teacher of the month? I mean, he is a committed Democrat, and I know just because someone's a teacher doesn't mean to say they're a good person. We've seen that a few times. But he's at the end of the day, he's been successful in his profession. Seems like a caring person. That's the reason why he said he tried to kill Trump and his entourage, because he said he's sick of the country being run by a PDF and RAPIST. So that's the reason he said he did it. So how did he go from this teacher of the month to this, which is the photo that he released before he did the assassination attempt with all these different weapons? He booked himself into that Hilton hotel where Trumpy was going to do his speech for the sort of, what is it, like the annual meeting up of the press, the media, etc. And Trumpy had never attended this event before. And for some unknown reason, he suddenly decided to attend it this year. And not only he went, but everybody was there, weren't they? The vice president, the Secretary of War, this ridiculous title they've got now for the Secretary of Defense. It's just everybody from who was important. Cash Patel was there, the head of the FBI. So, really successful, this guy. He could have caused absolute carnage as far as the American government's concerned. So, yeah, how did he go from Teacher of the Year to this sinister photo that he posted, and then he ended up like this? And why was he not shot? So the only person who was actually shot, apparently, was a Secret Service agent, and it's thought that he was shot by another Secret Service agent. They're absolute crappo, this Secret Service. What is it? Why are they so crap? Why are they so rubbish? Or is it just staged? So anyway, we're going to look at a new video that's been released, which will show us even more how ridiculous it is. This guy just ran past the security with a gun. And I'll tell you who spotted him, or who realised straight away he was a bad actor, was a dog. The dog knew. The dogs knew, if only they could speak. Anyway, that's what we're going to look at in this video. But first of all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. all those free ways you can support my channel if you, for some unknown reason, enjoy watching me waffle on. Very special thank you to my members. We had a members live last night. I think that was great. I enjoyed it anyway. I hope you did. Thank you so much for being members. Please join if you want to support my channel further. And also thank you to those of you who buy me Ko-fis. We're back on the computer trail again now. Now my card's been slowed down. Back on the trails for a new computer to be able to give you better quality videos. So yeah, Ko-fi, people who buy me Ko-fis, thank you so much. Or PayPal me, or Zoom me, or even Western Union people have contributed. So thank you so much for that. So hello, lovely lurkers. Hope you're well this morning. Hope you replay crew are well. If you're not managing to watch this live. And yeah, let's see. There are some people here, even at this ungodly hour of the morning. Oh, okay. Let's say hello, Daniel. Good morning. Hello, Sean. Yeah, someone facing a long term in jail for a staged assassination. Is it mind control? Do you know what, Sean? I don't know what it is. Do you? Can somebody please? Honestly, every day I wake up and I think, am I still asleep, dreaming? But anyway, thank you, Sean. Sean's just become a member. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, what is going on? I don't even know what's going on. I don't know if you've seen this video or not yet, but it's jaw-dropping. It's jaw-dropping, this video. I'm going to show it you right now. Let's see where I've got it here. I mean, of course, it's all over. I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, and I think most of you know, most of my regular viewers anyway, you know, I'm in Spain. I'm based in Spain, though I'm from the UK originally. And so, of course, I'm on a different time zone to America. Just wake up here in Spain. Well, it's 9:20 in the morning. Whereas, of course, in America, I suppose they're just going to bed, aren't they? Is it just sort of nighttime in America? But, I have people who watch from all over the place. And some people are night birds. Unlike me, I'm not much of a night bird. Occasionally I'm a night bird. But, yeah, I find with me, I'm either I go to bed at 10. I'm normally tired and want to go to bed at 10 o'clock. But having said that, sometimes if I stay awake longer or if I manage to get a nap in at some point during the day, I can stay up quite late, So, but my most sharpest is in the mornings. I am really a morning person. So, yeah, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. I don't know if any of you, as I said, don't know if you've seen this yet. But, you will be pretty astounded, I think. I was. I mean, you just cannot be serious. You've got to be joking. Well, obviously, it's not funny, of course. Let's go back to the beginning. Just make sure it's sharing. Hello, here's my little dog. Well, my big dog come up to say hello. Hello, baby. Okay, so I think you can see it okay. Now let's go back to the beginning of it. So this is the hotel. So this is the Hilton Hotel in New York, I think, isn't it? Is it the Hilton Hotel in New York? And this is where I suppose it's like an annual conference for all the media in America. And as I say, why did Donald Trump? Because this is the other thing I do find a bit suspicious. Just seems funny to me that the one time that Donald Trump decided to go, the 1 year, he's never been to this conference before. He's never attended it before, not when he was president before, and not last year. And then suddenly this year he decides he's going to attend this conference. Um, and this happens. Do you know? It's like it's a bit convenient, isn't it? And then, of course, this. It will now be the third assassination attempt against Donald Trump. I mean, how is it even happening that people are getting that close to him to even be able to make an attempt? What's going on with security in America? You know, you've got people saying that Europe is not safe. Like, I mean, it seems to me America's not very safe. Even your own president is not safe. You know, you're not safe when you go to school. You're not safe because you could get shot. You're not safe when you go to the shopping mall. You're not safe. Go to the cinema. There's been shootings at the cinema. But even the president is not safe. You know, even after JFK, even after Ronald Reagan being shot years ago, you know, surely the Secret Service's only mission, or the ones that are detailed to look after President Trump, they've got one job, and that is to protect the President of the United States, isn't it? You know, one job. They don't these the Secret Service that are deployed to protect the President haven't got another job, have they? You know, if their only job is to protect the President, they can't do it. And you know, not only the President, but all, as I say, his entourage were there. There were several pregnant women there. You know, thousands of people, or was it hundreds of people? There was a lot of people there anyway at this event. It was on 2 floors, I think. So you know, there was a lot. It should have been. You know, the security should have been so tight, shouldn't it? I mean, you know, I'm just thinking, even here, here in Spain, if you go to the courts, for example, the security's better than it is for this event where the president was going to be speaking. You know, I mean, if this is a true assassination attempt, the guy cocked it up, didn't he? He's cocked it up. But or is it staged? Anyway, let's have a look how this transpires. So you can see him, he comes up here. Now, I don't know what's going on here. These look like security type things. I suppose, did people have to walk through them to make sure they had no metal? Are they like metal detectors, or don't know what they are? But anyway, here's Cole, and he walks in and he goes into this room, which I'm presuming is a toilet. So he walks in, he looks over there, goes into this room. Now, all this security, I don't know what they're doing, but do you see how the dog follows him in? The dog knew, didn't he? Eh? The dog knew. Bloody dogs always know. If only they could speak, because put them in charge then, because they do a much better job than the rest of them did. So he went into what I presume is the bathroom. Not sure, but I presume it is. And the dog followed him straight in, and the guy that's got the dog just sort of stood there. I mean, what is that dog for? What is it? Is it to sniff out weapons? Did it realise he had a weapon with him? Why is the guy just standing there? Now, you know what, maybe I'm thick or something, but it seems to me that if you're walking around with a dog that's trained to, I presume, identify suspicious people, if a dog goes straight up to someone like that, you're going to pat them down, aren't you? Ask them, you're going to, you know, isn't that your job? Isn't this job? Isn't that your job? You know, if you've got a dog that's trained to, I mean, the reason he's got a dog there, it must be trained to detect something. There's a reason why he's walking around the corridors with a dog. Is it to detect weapons? Is it to detect drugs? I mean, what is it trained for? Anyway, Cole has gone into this bathroom, and immediately, let's go back, immediately the dog follows him in. So to me, then, you know, I'm not a Secret Service agent. Maybe they could do with more Secret Service agents like me who don't pretend that they know what they're doing. It just seems to me that if the dog goes straight in after him like that, you think, what's the dog alerting to? Why, you know, don't you trust your dog that you're trained to handle? You know, the dog's followed him straight in there. Now, of course, it could be nothing. Of course, it might be just, but this is a trained dog. It's not like my dog would probably follow them in as well. I don't know. I think my dog would probably ignore them, to be honest. But this is a trained dog to sniff out suspicious something. And he's followed that man straight into the bathroom. So surely the owner would be thinking, what's alerted the dog? No, doesn't he know his dog well enough to know that his dog is following that man for something? So to me, then, the first thing you would do is say, oh, sorry, sir, do you mind if I just pat you down, or, you know, just make sure you've got no weapons or whatever? Wouldn't you just, isn't that what you would just do as a matter of course? You'd apologise, and of course, anyone who had nothing to hide would say, yeah, of course, you know, hello, doggy. Oh, you can smell my dog, because that's a possibility. You know what, dogs, when you've been to someone's house who's got a dog and you come home and your dog's like all over you because they're like, what's this smell of this dog on my mummy, you know? So, you know, anyone who was innocent wouldn't mind saying, yeah, come on, yeah, of course, check me out. You know, I'm glad you checked. Me personally, I'd be glad I was being checked out because I would feel more secure then. Anyway, it doesn't. So he just sort of stands there, the guy. The dog follows Cole in, and the guy just pulls the dog out, and there's some sort of conversation happens between them. Of course, there's no sound on this video, so we don't know. Then, now, see, this is not right either. Then, so literally a couple of seconds earlier, let's see, a couple of seconds before he comes charging out with the gun, this guy, where was the gun then? When he's talking to Cole, him and the dog. Oh, and look what this guy's doing. That's a coincidence, isn't it? Just before Cole's about to run out of the bathroom with a gun in his hand, the guy's taking down the security things. But, you know, the dinner hasn't even got going properly yet. You know, it's not finished anyway. Let's put it that way. Yes, what do you think of it? That's my dog saying what she thinks of it. So the guy's still looking into the bathroom there. So where's the gun then? Because it's a big gun. It's not the sort of gun that you can put in your pocket. And then literally a second later or a couple of seconds later, he turns away and he comes running out with a great big dobbing gun. I'm not having this. Sorry. Just can't be real. This, can it? Just cannot be real. I mean, I agree with you, Sean. You know, we watch so many TV programs, and I've seen 24. I always think of 24, you know, the series with Kiefer Sutherland, and they were they weren't actually fishing. We always used to joke and say, oh God, you know, whatever you do, don't go to their base, because people always got murdered, didn't they, in the actual base? But look, yeah, he's still looking in there. Why is he looking in there? Or maybe he's turning around. So this guy's just got his back to him. He's coming running out with a big gun, not a little gun. This is what I'm trying to say. He's not. When that guy was talking to him and the dog was sort of investigating him, where was the gun then? Down his trousers. Look, massive gun. So he comes running out. This guy slowly turns round. This guy hasn't seen him yet. And sorry, it's not funny, I know, but it is. He just runs through this one. Look at his face. He's suddenly realised something's happening. This woman's, she's probably security from the hotel rather than actual FBI or whatever, I don't know. But she's going the other way. It's fine. For sake. It's crazy. Let's just watch that again. He just literally comes out with this great big gun. Where was that gun when that guy was talking to him? And the guy's just watching him. Just runs out, runs straight through this, whatever it is. As I say, there's no sound, so did it go beep, 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 like that with a metal detector? It's not real, is it? It's not real. Then, everyone's sort of is just watching him. Nobody's actually doing anything and moving towards him. These are going that way, getting out of the way. Running the other way, or they're probably, look, so he's got his gun out, but he's not really advancing, is he? They've got their guns out and they're advancing slowly. They're slowly advancing. I think they were shitting themselves. And, I understand that. Of course, it would be scary. But you know what? That's your job. That's your job. Even if you're security, that's your job. You don't be a security guard if you don't think you're going to have to help people be secure. So they run in the bathroom. Nobody knows what's going on. He's still there, that security guard. Oh, no, this is going back to the beginning again. Yeah, why is he taking that down, I wonder? Now, is it just me that thinks in that, literally 1 second, this guy is looking into the bathroom and not showing any signs of consternation. So I take it Cole. Cole was in there, the dog went in there, the guy had some sort of conversation with him. And then he turned away and Cole comes running out with a great big gun. Crackers. Honestly, it's like a comedy, but it's not funny, of course. Wonder what they were saying there. Off he walks, and out he comes. And then it's bedlam. Now, we saw the other video, of course, of what happened, when he got past there, came running up, didn't he? And that all the Secret Service that were in the lobby, they all moved out of his way and let him go past. I might find that video, actually. I think we need to look at that video as well. I'll let this one play while I look for the other one. Probably play over and over again. So, I mean, there's other videos come out of him just wandering around, before the attempt, before the assassination attempt. There's video come out of that. Just the guy wandering around the hotel. Hi, Lily. Yeah, sure. Really? What, when President Trump was still in the building? You know, this is what I mean. It's just not logical to me. This is the President of the United States. He's in the building. I don't know how long he was supposed to be there. He was supposed to give a speech. Maybe he's supposed to be there a couple of hours or whatever. And all the time while he was there, the security should have been. Hi, Darren. You know, it's optimum, shouldn't it? It just. You don't have to be a secret service agent to know that. You know, that's not. It's science. It's not. It's a no-brainer. The President of the United States, and not only him, but most of it, his sort of cabinet. Before, I mean, talk like you say, Keystone Cops. It's just like something off Naked Gun, isn't it? Or you know, the Pink Panther or whatever. It's not a good look for America. If this isn't staged and it is a real assassination attempt that was, you know, allowed really to happen, Secret Service, when that gun followed Cole into the bathroom, with that dog, when that dog followed Cole into the bathroom, that guy there, that dog followed him straight in, didn't it? The guy should have, you know, trusted his dog and thought, oh, there's something wrong with my audio is breaking up. Yeah, it's not much you can do. It's this rubbish computer, I'm afraid. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at so then after he went from there, this is what happened next, wasn't it? We watched this the other day. So he then went into the lobby. Just making sure you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. There's no sound on the video. I've turned the sound down because it was just music. So after he comes running out of the bathroom, this is the video that Donald Trump showed on the very same night, didn't he? I mean, this just amazes me as well. Look, this guy that was stood there, he literally could have put his foot out and tripped him up. Even I could have done that. He literally jumps back. Everybody just watches this guy run through with his gun. He jumps back. And then it's all happening inside. You know, they're hearing the shots fired. And the social, so I always want to call them social security, the Secret Service. Look, people are scared, but a lot of people just took the opportunity to steal bottles of champagne. But, you know, I've got to say, if I thought I was going to be shot, if I was in that situation, I'd be trying to guzzle down as much alcohol as possible, because if I thought I was going to be shot and killed, I'd rather be, you know, have had a few drinks first, thank you. So, yeah, you know, that this was the stage. So this guy is what we call a mentalist, isn't he? He does tricks like trying to, you know, guess. I mean, I wonder what trick he was doing. You know, there's been a lot of memes, haven't there? So he's probably put on there, right, we're ready now for the assassination attempt, Trumpy, you know, or something like that. There's been a lot of memes released. I mean, it's not funny that if this is a genuine assassination attempt, in one way, it's not funny. of course, because it's serious, you know, for a guy to just wander in like that with a gun. And it's a miracle, really, that nobody was killed. And the Secret Service guy that was shot, he was shot by someone else in the Secret Service. You know, the actual shooter didn't shoot anyone because they did manage to bring him down. But it's funny that we've not seen the video of him actually being brought down, because 1 minute he's running along with this gun, and the next minute we've got the photo of him lying on the floor. Look, so it goes from him running along with the gun and avoiding the Secret Service, and next minute we get this photo. So where's his clothes gone? And why have we not seen the actual video of him being apprehended? You know, did someone body slam him in the end, or trip him up, or, you know, how did he not get shot? How did he not get shot? I mean, to be honest, that would be one time where you'd think the police were justified to shoot a suspect. You know, if they were running away and with a gun in their hand, and the President of the United States and all those people in the ballroom, I don't think the police would be criticised in this instance for shooting someone, would they? It wouldn't be like, oh, why did you shoot him? We'd go, well done, you shot him before he killed anybody. So we don't know. Did he surrender? Did he put his hands up? Why wasn't he shot? You know, so you just think, I mean, shots were fired, quite a lot of shots were fired. And as I say, so the only person who had to go to hospital with a bullet wound was a Secret Service guy, probably shot by one of his own colleagues. So how come this guy wasn't shot? Did he put his hands up and, you know, throw his gun down? We've not been shown that video. So there's big gaps, isn't there, in it? And again, how did this guy go from, you know, teacher of the month to then the next thing is releasing photos like this with all his weapons in the hotel room? And where did this happen? It was New York, wasn't it? So I presume New York is a state where you're allowed to carry guns. I don't know. That's the whole, you know. So he's gone from teacher of the year to this guy showing off all his weapons in his hotel room and releasing his manifesto to his family, saying he can't live in a country that's run by PDFs and etc. And then he ends up on the floor with, if not no clothes on, not many clothes on. We haven't seen that. How that happened? How did they apprehend him? Why are they only showing us dribs and drabs? Why don't they show us the whole footage? You know, that they've got. They obviously have got it. Sorry. Just let's just listen to what Trump had to say.
Very sick person.
Witnesses.
I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person.
Witnesses say they heard between 5 and 8 shots, triggering panic just outside the main ballroom where hundreds had gathered. Moments later, Secret Service agents sprang into action. The CCTV footage shared by Trump shows a figure dressed in black suddenly running through the secured perimeter. Within seconds, armed agents react, draw their weapons, and confront the individual believed to be the shooter. The suspect was quickly overpowered and taken into custody, though authorities have not officially confirmed the identity. However, some reports circulating online claim the individual may be a 31-year-old from California, though this remains unverified.
Yeah, we didn't see them actually taking him down. How did he end up like that on the floor with, they've obviously removed his clothes, have they? But we didn't see how that happened.
Maybe a 31-year-old from California, though this remains unverified. President Trump was immediately rushed to safety and later...
Yeah, that was the other weird thing, wasn't it? They actually went for J.D. Vance first. They took J.D. Vance away first. But of course, they're saying that it's just that they were nearer to him. And then it was like they took J.D. Vance away, and then it was like, oh shit, have you got the president? I thought you had the president. Oh no, I thought you had the president. Oh shit, the president's still there. Then they went back and got Trumpy, and he fell over, and which he says he didn't now. He says that the Secret Service pushed him to the ground, which is not what happened. So they didn't even take care of him properly, because he literally, it's a wonder he didn't break his nose or something.
Confirmed that he was not injured. First Lady Melania Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and several cabinet members were also swiftly evacuated as security teams locked down the area. Among those present were top officials, including Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Investigators are now reviewing CCTV footage, collecting witness statements, and examining the suspect's background to determine the motive behind the attack. What remains clear is the speed of the Secret Service response, which likely...
The speed. They all hung back. That wasn't speedy. That guy stepped back and let him run past him. This guy, isn't this guy coming up now, finally? Isn't he the one that was back there as he ran through? It's taken him all that time to get there. They didn't react.
Prevented a far more dangerous situation. But the incident has once again raised serious concerns about security, even at the most protected events in the United States. As the investigation continues, the big question remains: was this a targeted attack or a lone breach that exposed critical gaps in security?
Just turn that music down because it's annoying. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think? Do you think it was... Look, she's videoing it. In this day and age, people just get their phones out, don't they? So some people responded by stealing champagne, bottles of alcohol, etc. Maybe they were thinking, oh, I've paid for this dinner. I'm taking a bottle of champagne with me. Or maybe they were thinking, oh, my God, if I'm going to get shot, I'm just going to sit under the table and guzzle this champagne so that I don't feel the pain. I just don't know. Let's have a look at the other one. So that's the video, the original video. And for those of you coming in any later, the reason that we're talking about this is because there's been new video released, which shows the guy, Cole. Let me just take this one off. Shows the guy, Cole, going to the bathroom. I presume it's the bathroom. A guy with a police dog. The dog follows him straight in there. I think that dog knew there was something suspicious. Definitely that dog knew there was something suspicious, didn't it? Look, the dog follows him right in. They have some sort of exchange there. It seems to be saying something to him, and the dog's very interested in him. And then he just walks off and he comes running out with his great big gun. Look, it's crazy. It's crazy. Nobody's moving foot. Everyone's hanging back. They're hiding in the bathroom. He's just going to the bathroom. It's like, yeah, he walks in there. The dog follows him in there. The guy doesn't realise all the security barriers are being taken down by the look of it, even though the president's still in the building. I just don't understand that. And I mean, come on. I don't know. Well, tell me what you think. Do you think it is staged, or do you think they are just crap, or do you think it's bound to look like chaos? I think something I'm going to show. I'll leave that run in a minute. I just wonder if I'm going to find the video of the Ronald Reagan assassination attempt. which was at the same place, funnily enough. It was at the same place. You know, Trump, he's always got to do what everybody else does, isn't he? Like, so Ronald Reagan was at that same, on March the 30th, 1981, a gunman shot and wounded him outside the Washington Hilton Hotel in the nation's capital. So I'll tell you what, it's not a very good, I think presidents should avoid it, really. Let's have a look at this video. Just make sure it's sharing. Huh? This is the assassin, I think. Let's put the sound up. So I don't know when you see this. So they, this Hinckley guy shot. They just bundled Ronald, bundled him into the car unceremoniously. Obviously, because they'd be just worrying about get him in that car, which presume the car is bulletproof. Because of course, since JFK, American presidents don't drive around in open top cars anymore, do they? So, that's poor JFK. That's what sort of happened to him, driving around in an open top car and just got, that's still a mystery, really, isn't it? The JFK shooting. Let's go back to where you see the shots go out. I hope they looked after them and their families because it's quite emotional. See, that's the difference. That's how different I feel watching that. I mean, to me, that's made me emotional because that feels genuine. When I'm watching the Trumpy assassination attempts, I don't feel that emotion. And, I've learned in my long life to trust my own judgment like that. If I don't feel it, it's not happening. Um, you know, you can feel the difference. You can feel the difference in these events. Now, of course, the president travels around when he's traveling. He travels around in that great big armored car, doesn't he? They call it the Beast. They take it everywhere with them, don't they? They brought it to the UK. When they came to the UK, then the Beast comes with them. I presume it goes on Air Force One. I don't know how. Yeah, because it is their job. you know, at the end of the day, that's what they're there for. And if they're assigned to look after the president, as I said earlier, they've got one job: protect the president. That is their job. That is their only job in a way, isn't it? So even the other people, this is why it was a surprise to me that they took JD Vance first. I know he's the vice president, so he's still an important person, but the most important person to protect, and it's just the way it is the president of the United States. That is their mission. That's their job, to protect them, and then what they can do for other people afterwards. And it just, you know, to take JD Vance first, and then, you know, I don't know, just feels weird, doesn't it? Yeah, metal detectors, you know. Oh, anyway, I feel like I'm talking into the air about this because how I'm sorry, I just do not see how when not only the president of the United States, but all his entourage, all the Congress, cabinet, etc., all there at this hotel in New York, and then of course Trumpy afterwards. So that's why we need a ballroom. That's why we need a ballroom at the White House. I mean, why Trumpy wants a ballroom, I don't know really, because he's not going to live to see it, is he? I mean, it's going to take so long because it's been halted, hasn't it? Because somebody complained about it. I mean, I think it is absolutely savage what Donald Trump has done to the White House in general. The Oval Office looks like some bordello, you know, with all that gold stuff, whether it's real gold or not, I don't know, but it's horrible. You know, so gaudy, and it's lost all its class, hasn't it? Just in general, America has lost its class since Donald Trump has been president. You know, it's a laughing stock of the world. I don't know if Americans realise that, or maybe they don't care. If they're Trumpy supporters, Trumpers, maybe they don't care what the rest of the world thinks of him. But it's just terrible what he's done to the White House in that short time that he's been there. You know, you're talking about hundreds of years of history. I don't know how long when the White House was built, but from whenever the White House was built, just all ruined by this guy who's got no taste whatsoever, no class. And then, of course, he started building this ballroom. So what his argument now is, oh, if we had a ballroom within the White House, then people would be safe because we could control. So he's turning this to his advantage. But of course, the ballroom was stopped because somebody complained about it. Some woman walking a dog, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. And so the judge went to court. A judge said it had to be stopped. So the White House is half demolished. That a historic building like that, because Trump wants to put in a ballroom which will probably look just like the Oval Office looks now, gaudy, showy, no class, no taste, just like him really. So yeah, what do you think? Do you think these were a genuine assassination attempts, or do you think they were staged? Was it staged just because Trumpy wants a ballroom? I mean, the only thing that puts me off thinking it was staged is you think everybody would have to be in on it, wouldn't they? Or maybe not. You know, maybe you only need a couple of Secret Service to be in on it. Maybe a lot of people thought it was a genuine attempt, or was it? I mean, how could it be staged? You know, there's another part of me that thinks, how could it be staged? But then when you look at those videos we've just looked at, you think, well, that can't be real. You know, how is he allowed to just run through with a gun like that? Anyway, as I say, let me know what you think. It's all part of the rich tapestry of life, isn't it? This crazy world we live in. Just, you know, in the end, you're sort of speechless, really, about it all. But listen, thank you for watching. Sean, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you to all my other members, of course. And remember, yeah, if you want to support my channel, you can buy me a Ko-fi or join, of course. I do have the Ko-fi. I should be more prepared, shouldn't I? This is my Ko-fi. If you're interested in supporting my channel more, a thank you to all of those of you who have bought me a Ko-fi. Some of you buy me Ko-fis on a regular basis. Thank you. It's always so much appreciated. I'm going to put that in the chat, actually, if I can. I should be more organised, but anyway, I'm not. So there it is. I should be more sort of, what's the word? What do they call it? Admin. I'm not very good at the admin. But anyway, so thank you. I'll be back later. Do you know what I think I'm going to talk about later? I want to talk about Jack and Lily Sullivan. Because can you believe it's coming to a year that Jack and Lily have been missing? I think it might be today, actually. It's exactly a year, or it's either today or tomorrow. And so there have been some more searches done recently. So I want to talk about that. There's always something to talk about in the Celeste Rivas case, all the information that's coming out now about that horrible that horrible boyfriend of hers, David the singer. There's more and more strange information coming out about him. And the other thing I want to talk about briefly as well is the Rex Human case. And you know, his wife Asa, she's just done, you know, there's just been a video released, a documentary, if you like, on Prime Video. I think it's on Prime, where she talks about, you know, what it was like finding out that your husband of all those years is a serial killer. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine how that must feel? And also her daughter, of course, how she must feel finding out that dad is a killer. So I think we're going to talk about those three things at some point later on today. So thank you for watching. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Look after yourself. Bye.